Okay, boom. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this evening. We have an incredible guest with us, one who's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than the Maven of real estate, Sister Karimah Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Walaikum salam, sir.
And how are you doing this evening?
Good, by the grace and mercy of Allah, sir. How are you doing, Brother Joshua?
I'm doing phenomenal, ma'am. Okay, great. So the first question that we have for you is, when did you first hear the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Okay, I'm going to answer that question, but I would like to say this first.
Okay.
I just thank Allah for you and your family and for all the sacrifices that you've made. And so I really enjoy your show, and I am honored to be on it. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. It's the honor is ours for having you. Okay.
Praise be to Allah.
Okay, so yes, ma'am. So your question.
Yes. So I initially heard the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in 1987 when I had my first daughter, Taquayla Muhammad. And so, I was searching for something, Brother Joshua. I didn't fit in the church. I was always in trouble in the church from the time I was 7. And so I had such a rough upbringing. I was standing in the kitchen one day and I was just talking to God. At that time, I didn't know who Allah Master Fard Muhammad was and is. And so I asked 7 questions. I don't remember them all, but one of them is, I know I wanted to know who God was. Mm-hmm. I wanted to know who Jesus was and is. I wanted to know why Black people had to suffer so much. And I wanted to know the truth about our history. And as strange as it was, maybe 2 weeks later, I went to a house party at my friend's house, and there was this brother there, suited, booted, looking really nice. So we got into a conversation, and he invited me to the mosque. And so I went to the mosque, and it was as if the minister, and I don't remember his name because it's been so long, was in the room while I was talking to Allah. And so he began to go down the list of my questions. Not so much in order, but he explained who God was. He explained who Jesus was, why we have to suffer so much. And he just went down the list. And I was like, God, this is it right here. I never got it anyplace else. And shortly thereafter, I recited and wrote my letter and just started on this beautiful journey that I'm still on.
Beautiful. All praises to Allah. Okay. Yes, ma'am. In 1987. That's amazing. And during all of this time, what has kept your faith all these years later?
Oh, Allah, the messenger, the minister, the believers. There's nothing else. Allah is so merciful in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. Anytime that, at least I can speak for myself, that maybe my faith would waver just a little bit, then he would always do something magnificent in my life as to say, daughter, I'm right here. And so, I just thank Allah. I thank Allah. That is one of the things, my love for him and his love for me, that has kept me in this journey. Because it hasn't been easy. It's been beautiful, but it hasn't been an easy journey, Brother Joshua.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Well, fast forwarding to real estate. How did you become the Maven of real estate? How did that become a thing?
Well, I always loved real estate. Okay. And at that time I had friends who were doing big things in real estate. And at that time I had my children and they were younger, and I wanted to get into real estate. And for some reason, they say Allah protects fools and babies. I don't know whether I'm the fool or the baby, but he looked out for me. And so my friends were making big money. And I thank Allah that I didn't get involved with that, because majority of them went to do federal time. And so I still wanted to get involved in real estate. So I would take classes, here and there, and try and wholesale a deal here or there, And then once my children got a little bit older, I said, you know what, everything that I've tried to do to get into real estate is not working. So I'm going to have to go and get my license. And that's what I decided to do, was to get my license. And I've been licensed now. I'm currently licensed in 3 states. That's Georgia, North Carolina, and Tennessee. I've been licensed in Tennessee for approximately 8 years now. but I'm getting ready to retire my license there, and I'm licensed in Georgia. And as I mentioned, North Carolina.
Okay, amazing. Yes, ma'am. We have some more questions about that. My sister Miriam says, Assalamu alaikum. Sister Naeem says, praises to Allah. And Anish Taylor says, all praises to Allah as well. Beautiful.
Praise
now, are you saying for everyone who's watching, if they want to rent, buy, sell, do anything with real estate, they should reach out to you?
I am your home girl. I got you. Yes. They can call me with any questions or anything residential, commercial. Right now, we're working on a container home project. We're working on land, you know. I want to do a shout out to Brother Ben and Brother Farrakhan. We see you. Praise be to Allah. I pray that he continue to bless you in the course that you're going and helping our people. So, yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. And your number to call dealing with real estate?
470-779-3759.
Okay, great. Yes, ma'am. And in your time in the nation and in life, have you ever been faced with fear? If so, how have you overcome that fear?
I have been faced with fear, and just remembering the minister telling us, I think it was Fear, Faith, and Truth was one of my favorite lectures. But that it's not that we won't be made afraid, but it's how we handle it. And so I've had to have medical procedures done. And there was a procedure maybe about 6 years ago that I had to have done. And I was really terrified. For some reason, I don't know what it was this particular time. And, you know, I was talking to Allah and I said, you know, Allah, I said, I'm afraid. I think they're going to kill me on the table this time. And I sat there and I was having a conversation just like I'm having a conversation with you now. And I said, Allah, I just need to know if you love me, you know. And so I know that evening I felt like I went to sleep and I was there. And I don't know if you remember how the old soap operas were. But anyway, I was on a gurney in the center of a room and it was all black. But then all of a sudden, a light hit me and it was just shining on me. And so the Savior appeared. He never said a word, but I could feel that he loved me. And I was like, wow. And then the messenger appeared. And he said, it is a requirement that you do better. Assalamu alaikum. And I was like, okay, I know I'm loved, but I also know I'm in trouble for something. And so that experience has been one of the things that has helped me to stay grounded, because I know that people say that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is physically dead. I don't accept that because Allah, Master Farad Muhammad, allowed me to have that experience. And I know that he is alive and that he is well, and that everything that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has taught us is right and exact. And that is what holds me in my faith, even to today.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Yes, ma'am. Now, once you had this division-like experience, and did you tell people?
You know, I really didn't. I only told a couple people. I'm very close to a lot of pioneers. So Sister Eva, Allah took her to himself, but she was one of my teachers ever since I was maybe 19 years old in the ranks. And I did tell her. And she said, well, you should tell people. And I said, no, they're going to think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not going to tell anybody that, you know. And then at a certain time, you hear your show bringing all of the believers together with the various experiences. And when we have a testimony, we have to tell our testimony regardless of whom or what. And that's where I'm at.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Well, speaking of my show and testimony, some people, well, quite a few people, especially recently, get inspired when they hear stories about the mother plane and the reality of the will. Do you believe that the reality of is that a reality to you? You believe in this?
I know this to be true. I can safely say I believe that I know this to be true because I've had an experience there as well on the wheel. Yes, I did. But you want me to tell you about it?
Yeah, please do.
Well, here again, I went to sleep that evening and it was as if I went to sleep, but then I woke up. And so I was on the wheel and there was a black stool and console, and it was to my right. And so I was standing there and I was looking at it, and something told me that is not for you. Don't sit there. But I could look out the windows, and it was a burl color, like a greenish gray type color. And I could see that we were going in between buildings. And so over to my left, there was like a counter, and there was 5 stools there, but the center one was empty. And there was a brother sitting right next to it. And I was thinking, I said, well, I don't want to go and sit over there because, you know, the brother may have a wife and I don't want to take her spot. And at that same time, I was thinking about my son Habib, but because he was in some type of trouble. And I kept saying, oh, Allah, I just want you to protect Habib. So a sister walked over and she grabbed my hand and she said, Assalamu alaikum. Habib is going to be okay. Now, I never said anything. I was only thinking it. So she took me over and I sat in that stool that I didn't want to sit in. And I was just watching the believers moving about. So I got up, and then there's a room attached to the room that I was sitting in. There were 2 end tables, and on one table, there was a plate of rotted food. And I didn't understand what that represented. There was a couch there. There was a table that had the messenger's face on magazines, but it was a language that I couldn't understand and that I had never seen. And so when I looked up, I saw Brother Akbar, and there were sisters walking on the side of him, but their faces, I couldn't see their faces. I could only see him. And it's almost like it dawned on me, and I was like, oh my God, I am on the mother plane. The Savior is on here somewhere. Oh my God. And I just got really excited. And then in a flash, I was awakened. And so I bear witness that those things happened. And that's another testimony of why I hold on to my faith and why I'm still a Muslim in the Nation of Islam under the teachings and guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Beautiful.
Praise be to Allah.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
tell you.
Okay, now
praise be to Allah.
I want to go back to how they were dressed. The sisters, how did they dress?
They had on just long garments. They weren't our uniforms, but they were just long, beautiful garments. And it was like, you know how the news may blot your face out? That's how it was. I couldn't see their faces. The only person that I saw was Brother Akbar.
Oh, okay, yes, ma'am. And my sister's name, it says praise be to Allah in the comments. And how was Brother Akbar dressed?
He had on a black suit.
And that was just regular black suit?
Just a regular black suit. And he was just coming through those doors, just, you know, powerful, like, you know, I'm here, you know, and I was just like, wow. And I was just looking, you know, I never said anything and nobody ever said anything to me other than the sister, but I was trying to figure out what all of this meant. And I had no idea. What did the food mean? The spoiled food on the table. You know, I kind of gathered that the magazines on the table, maybe that was representative of the pamphlets that we've been taught is going to be, you know, thrown down to the people. So yes, I don't know. Yes, I have no understanding. All I know is that that's what happened to me.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. And do you have any plans on going into the ministry?
I absolutely do not, unless Allah calls me for that. But, you know, we have to learn how to stay in our lane. I don't necessarily think that I'm going to stay in real estate for many more years. I know that there's something else that I am supposed to be doing to, you know, help our people. I remember the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan saying, blessed is the man or woman that knows his or her purpose in life. Absolutely. And even at my age, I know that part of my purpose is to help our people and to deliver the 17 million to the Lamb of God. But how am I supposed to do that? I'm still waiting for Allah to show me with clarity. But in the meantime, he has allowed me to become very knowledgeable with real estate as a stepping stone.
Okay, great. Yes, ma'am. Okay, we just have a few more questions for you, ma'am. My next question for you is the Maven March. How was that as a sister? How did you feel as a sister leading up to that, and how did it impact you as a woman? Like, how did that impact you?
Oh, just amazing to see that many Black men all together at the call of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. No fighting, no arguing. That was one of the proudest days of my life as a Black woman. So I thank Allah for that. And how did it impact my life? It just fed my faith. Allah's man called that many people, and they came to hear this teaching. So I know that I'm in the right place. And that's in short, because you can get me started, Brother Joshua. I'll be talking way beyond the time of the show. So
okay, yes, ma'am.
I'm trying to make it short and to the point.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, we'll have a quick 60-second commercial break, ma'am, for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast. And we can't wait to come back to hear your some more of your beautiful testimony. And I want to hear about your being a grandmother of 18. We got to talk about that. So I look forward to that as well. And thank everyone who continues to like, share, and subscribe on the People's Podcast on Facebook and on YouTube as well. All right, here we go. Boom. Let me share this. Here we go. All right. Boom. For everyone who is watching, if you'd like to be a sponsor or a donor of the People's Podcast, please cash out the People's Podcast. We greatly appreciate it. Also, my brother Rashad, Street Premier Media Production. He has a 4K camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. Please reach out to him if you need any of those. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me, children's book and coloring book, both of which are available on Amazon. My sister Naima, Stay On Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country and right here in the studio of Atlanta, Georgia. We love our tiny dancers. Raw Communications. If you're working on a book and you need copy editing, project management, content development, or media relations, please reach out to Raw Communications. Also, Student Minister Robert L. Muhammad, conflict mediation, squashing the beef out of the Southwest region. He's doing a phenomenal job there. His wife, Sister Fudia Muhammad, children of the Most High, giving birth to a God in the science of child rearing. We're coming right back to our sister. Fashion Gods. 314-329-6009. He'll keep you fresh with the latest in fashion. Sister Sherry Muhammad, AsiaticMinds.com. She teaches STEM virtually to young kings and queens all across the country. AsiaticMinds.com. Brother Kenneth, bow tie maker extraordinaire. He'll ship bow ties to you anywhere in the country. Also, the Maven of real estate, Sister Karimah Muhammad, 470-779-3759. Dr. Henry M. Carter, King Henry's Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad, COVID-19 disinfecting cleaning services out of Chicago. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, AbdulSharif.com. And last but not least, my two books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book, and No Father, No Excuse, both of which are available on Amazon. Right back to our sister, Sister Karimah. Okay, boom. Sister Karimah, so one more time, for people who are watching, who the pandemic, it makes me want to move. Makes me want to travel, makes me want to go get a fresh start. If they're trying to get a fresh start and they want to look into buy homes, reach out to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If they want to sell, if they know someone that wants to sell a home, buy a home, commercial property, absolutely land. Yeah, we have them covered.
Okay, yes, ma'am. And if there's someone who has land and they want to develop it or do something with the land, they just reach out to you and you're the go-to person.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah.
Praise
yes,
be
ma'am.
to Allah.
How has being a grandmother impacted you?
Oh my God, it's expanded my capacity to love. You know, I love these little people and they've taught me a lot. I have grandchildren ranging from 17 years old all the way down to 5 years old. And it's been a wonderful experience, constantly learning, you know, because we think that because we're older or that we've gone through something, Allah has given our children a lot to share with us and to share with the world. So I'm grateful to be a grandmother. I can institute some of the things that I didn't know when I was a young mother, you know, with my grandchildren. And so I always hear my children say, you didn't treat us like that. You didn't give us, we would have got a whooping. We would have got put on punishment, you know. Yes, so it's been an experience.
Wait a minute. Speaking of being a mother, what advice would you give to future mothers?
The future mothers, make sure that you are grounded in Allah or, you know, whoever your higher power is, and make sure that your child has a relationship with him. I would definitely recommend that to any mother.
Beautiful. What type of music do you listen to, Sister Karimah?
I listen to all kinds of music, Brother Joshua, because I look at it like all of it comes from us anyway. I listen to R&B, hip hop, alternative, jazz, whatever I can listen to that touches me, opera, because I remember being a child coming up with Celine, what was her name? Leontine Price and, people like that. So I love all kinds of music. I love Yanni and Enya.
I'm up on Yanni. I didn't know about Leontine Price, but I'm up with Yanni.
Yeah. So I love music, all kinds of music. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. And one more time for everybody who's watching, where can they contact you? And like, how can we contact you for their real estate needs?
They can contact me at 470-779-3759 or visit me online at www.themavenofrealestate.com.
Okay, beautiful. Well, I definitely want to thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on the People's Podcast. May Allah continue to bless you and your family. And thank everyone who's watching the People's Podcast. I look forward to putting this on YouTube right now.
You as well. Thank you so much, Brother Joshua. And thank you for all those that tuned in to listen.
Yes, ma'am. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.